Coming up on Mountain News at 6, we go to Floyd County, where a congregation is looking for answers after their fellowship hall was vandalized. And 2 police agencies continue to team up to tackle the drug epidemic affecting our region.
Plus, showers are pushing out for now, but more will be possible before all is said and done this week. Details coming up as Mountain News at 6 starts now.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
A congregation in Floyd County is searching for answers while praying for the people who vandalized their fellowship hall. WYMT's Buddy Forbes has more about the break-in at Little Salem Old Regular Baptist Church.
Little Salem Old Regular Baptist Church has been planning a fundraiser for a new heating and cooling system.
It's been down, and it's just made church, pretty hard and pretty uncomfortable.
But the temperature was not as uncomfortable as what members found when vandals recently broke into the church fellowship hall.
They defecated on the items that we were going to have for sale. They, busted our oven doors, stole stuff out of our refrigerator. I mean, just absolute vandalism. The
space, covered in glass, urine, and debris, no longer felt like the community center it has been for generations.
This lunchroom hosts baby showers. It hosts wedding receptions. It's hosted family reunions, Christmas parties. For everybody in the community, I mean, this church is open for everybody. And they never really asked for anything in return, and it's just sad that somebody would take advantage of them like this.
Now, though the reason and vandals remain unknown, the church is looking for more ways to raise money, with many of the things meant to be part of the fundraiser no longer usable.
Maybe they would do the right thing and come forward, because it just leaves so many questions unanswered on with why we've helped so many people, and why somebody would want to try to destroy what we have.
As community members take their fundraisers virtual, leaving the search for answers to a higher power.
We just want to pray for them, mainly, because, it's so sad that they would want to do this to anybody, more or less a church, and especially a little community church like this that has helped everybody.
In Floyd County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
The online auction can be found on Facebook. Case hopes the fundraisers will provide enough money to replace the heating and cooling system and even purchase a security system. A Jackson County woman is facing charges after reportedly speeding and driving under the influence with only her instructional permit. Officials say 20-year-old Emily Claire Dotson was pulled over on Kentucky 192 after going 17 miles per hour over the speed limit. During the stop, police say they could smell marijuana coming from the car. Police also learned Dotson only had her instructional permit. Officials say she failed several sobriety tests. Dotson was taken to the Laurel County Correctional Center, where she faces charges of DUI, drug possession, permit violations, and speeding. An Olive Hill police officer hurt after being shot at is now out of the hospital. Kentucky State Police tell us this afternoon that he was treated and released after being hurt by broken glass. They say the suspect shot through the officer's window as he was sitting in his cruiser. 30-year-old Wesley Cornell is now charged with the attempted murder of a police officer and wanton endangerment against an officer. He's in the Carter County Detention Center on a $1 million bond. The drug epidemic is an issue that continues to plague the region, but 2 southeastern Kentucky law enforcement agencies have teamed up to do something about it. WYMT's Alyssa Williams checked in with the Laurel County Sheriff's Office and the London Police Department to learn more.
The Laurel County Sheriff's Office has had a drug interdiction team for several years, but in January of 2023, it announced it would be expanding its mission.
Now, in addition to our investigators that we have in our department, we have London City Police that has partnered with us, and along with HIDA, and between the 3 of us, we have a lot more investigators than we ever had before.
Through funding from the organization Appalachia High Intensity Drug Trafficking Area, the Sheriff's Office and the London Police Department are able to carry on this work.
The officers that are on that task force get paid federal overtime funded by HIDA to do drug interdiction in and around Laurel County.
Gilbert Achardo with the Laurel County Sheriff's Office says in the 6 months this partnership has happened, he has seen a change in the area.
We probably have seen at least a 25% decrease in DUI fatal crashes, in thefts and burglaries in the area. And we're striving for more and for better. And I think with the teamwork concept that we have, that we're going to see a decrease.
London Police Chief Chuck Johnson says the task force has worked to remove numerous amounts of meth, fentanyl, and other deadly substances from the streets of Laurel County.
But not only are they staying busy working drugs, all of the officers at the police department, all the deputies at the sheriff's office are continually fighting the war on drugs, for lack of better terms to put it. And it may be a fight that we never win, but we're going to keep fighting it.
Hoping to continue curbing the drug epidemic in southeast Kentucky. In London, Alyssa Williams, WYMT Mountain News.
Laurel County Sheriff's Office Public Affairs Deputy Gilbert Achardo says the task force has also called on the help of surrounding counties in cracking down on certain drug trafficking operations. Lawmakers are discussing a change to laws surrounding the prosecution of drug traffickers in Kentucky. House Bill 388 was introduced earlier this year. The bill will allow drug traffickers who are directly or indirectly involved in overdose deaths due to illegal drugs to be charged with murder instead of the current maximum charge of second-degree manslaughter. In the Big Sandy, Floyd County Attorney Keith Bartley says he agrees that this change needs to happen, but says it may take more than just this single bill.
The action has to be consistent with the laws that they pass, the criminal laws in this case. So how they're going to make that murder, when I know as a lawyer that murder requires an intent to bring about the ultimate outcome, is beyond me.
Bartley adds that if the bill were to pass, he believes that the result would be less overdose-related deaths. We will have more on this tonight at 11. Attorney General Daniel Cameron announced another multi-billion-dollar opioid settlement today, $17.3 billion, announced as part of a national settlement between companies Teva and Allergan and pharmacies CVS and Walgreens. Kentucky will receive $317 million during 15 years. The money is expected to start flowing into the state by the end of this year. The settlement also requires Teva to ensure systems are in place to prevent opioid misuse and prevents Allergan from selling opioids for the next 10 years.
A hazy, almost misty, foggy look from Buffalo Mountain right now. 77 is the current reading there. We've been following some downpours elsewhere. You can see we've seen the rain into parts of Pikeville. There's the Pikeville Medical Center camera. Look at the temperature, 65. Yeah, it feels like fall out there at the moment. Just a little muggier. 68 Grundy, 69 in Jackson where they've seen some rain, 80 in London, Manchester, and 81 in Somerset. So we'll continue to see some of these little downpours. There was the one that was over Pikeville. There's one just north of the city right now. Up 119 as you head toward Williamson, a downpour back into portions of Floyd County. Here before I walk completely off the screen, down 404 and over towards 7 west of Reisner there on the Magoffin and Floyd County line. We had a shower near Salyersville. That's about gone now. We had one in parts of Lee County. That's pushed into Breathitt County, but a few more moving in from parts of Estill County. So this little boundary will be with us through the evening. It'll slowly sink to the south. The big weather system well to the south. So these are just some downpours down into the 60s as we head through the morning, and we'll have to watch out for a little bit of that patchy fog too. Steve, I'll have the breakdown on the potential for more showers in a few minutes.
All right, Evan, thank you. Governor Andy Beshear is looking for a team to finish the final section of the Mountain Parkway expansion. The final project segment is known as Magoffin-Floyd, and it's planned to be a 13-mile stretch of 4-lane highway from US 460 in Salyersville to Highway 404 in Prestonsburg. The Kentucky Transportation Cabinet plans to award the project by this fall. An early heads up to drivers in Morgan County. Construction will start on Monday on a $2.6 million project on US 460. The work includes asphalt surfacing, minor widening, and drainage structure replacement. Travel between West Liberty and Frenchburg will be affected. The project is expected to be completed by November 1st. Dozens of kids that were impacted by the July 2022 flood are attending a camp this week together. The week-long camp teaches kids the importance of resilience and hope. WYMT's Keaton Hall has more.
Many kids in Breathitt County were impacted by the July floods. And this week, a few dozen of them are attending a special camp.
This came about because it was offered to us through ARH and the Lutheran Disaster Services. This is a camp that's been established in about 26 years. It comes out of Minnesota.
These kids are attending Camp Noah, a camp for children who have experienced disaster.
The goal this week is try to kind of build resilience and preparedness in our youth. The idea is that you're not alone. You are a survivor, you've been through this, now let's know what we need to do to be prepared for the next time.
The program focuses on teaching kids resilience through creative activities and play, the new playground being a favorite among the campers.
Yesterday I loved playing at the playground.
You loved playing on the playground?
Yeah.
What was your favorite thing all week?
Playing at the playground and swinging.
The free camp runs all week from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Well, hopefully by the end of the week, we have calmed some of their nerves. Like I said, they are survivors. They have lived through this once. And one of the ways that we move past where we are is being prepared.
Teaching these kids that they're not alone.
They came here together in one place because they were all impacted by the flood. But we each have resiliencies and things that make us unique, and we want to focus on that.
Focusing on what makes them strong so they can handle life's high waters. In Jackson, Keaton Hall, WYMT Mountain News.
Registration for this week's Breathitt County camp is closed, but there are more free camps coming soon for children in other counties. Information on those can be found on our website, WYMT.com. James and Mary Ann Hendricks are the local faces behind the new London Children's Museum. That museum is set to open July 1st, so less than 3 weeks away. The family of 6 is working together to make sure everything is ready to go. Hendrick says it was important to make something for children that is local.
But they're super excited. One of my kids asked me the other day, said, do you think people will get jealous because we get to be in here all the time? And I was like, probably. But no, they're really excited, and we've gotten, their friends are really excited, and their teachers are excited, and so it's really exciting that everybody's really excited about it.
The museum is set to have 10 different exhibits for both younger and older children to enjoy.